From time to time, I receive questions about different conspiracy theories that involve things like people shape-shifting or questions about aliens and things like this. Satan and the demons have done a very effective job in setting up all sorts of distractions and smokescreens to keep people's focus on everything except for on the truth that would set them free. There is absolutely nothing that the demonic powers of darkness have set up that any of you should give 1 nanosecond of your ear to. Our eyes and our ears must be single on the light. And the light is the truth, and the truth is our Creator's Word. Everything else is darkness. Our Messiah said in Matthew 6, because wherever your treasure is, there your heart will be also. He was saying that whatever we find value in, this testifies to or against our heart. The light or the illuminator for the body is the eye. Therefore, if your eye is single on that which is from above, then your whole body will be full of light, well illuminated. But if your eye is on evil, if your eye is on that which is not from above, then your whole body will be full of darkness. Therefore, if your illuminator is the darkness, there will be great darkness in you. The only shape-shifting that any of you need to be concerned with is your own shape-shifting. Our focus must be on our shifting from our own character into our Creator's image of His righteous character. Our focus must be on becoming as He is. His Son was made in His image, and His Son was made in the image of His Word. He personified His Father's Word in the flesh. Therefore, our Creator's image or His righteous character is the image of His Word. His Word is that which was unto Him from the beginning. His Word says in Isaiah 55, Seek Yahweh while He may be found. Call upon Him while He is near to you. Let the wicked forsake his pathway, and the unrighteous man forsake his thoughts, and let him turn to Yahweh, and He will have compassion, and our Elohim will abundantly pardon. Because your thoughts are not my thoughts, neither are your pathways my pathways, saith Yahweh. Because as the heavens are higher than the earth, so is my pathway higher than your pathways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. In the same manner that the rain and the snow fall from heaven, and water the earth, and before they return they cause it to bring forth and bud, so that they give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so will my word be that proceeds forth out of my mouth. In other words, in the same manner means that His Word came down from heaven to nourish us and to cause us to grow. His Word is to be our food. It is the unleavened bread of life. It, referring to my Word, will not return to me void, He says. It will accomplish that which I purpose, and it will prosper in what I sent it to do. His Word came down from heaven to shape us into His image, to give us His thoughts. His Son told Philip that if he had seen Him, he had seen His Father. He was saying that He was totally at one with His Father's image, and He was made in the image of His Father's Word. He lived by His Father's every word, and He told us that we must follow Him. Following Him is walking as He walked, and He walked by living by His Father's every word. He told us that we are here to become perfect in the same manner that His Father in heaven is perfect. We are told this from the get-go in His Word. He says in Genesis 1, And Elohim said, I will make man in my image, after my likeness, and I will let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over all of the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man to be in His image. In the image of Elohim He created him to be. We are made to be in His image through living His Word. Our thoughts are not His thoughts, nor are our ways His ways, so His Word came down from heaven in order to give us a way to seek His thoughts and to seek His way. Being in agreement with Him starts with walking with Him in His Word. This is how we become at one with Him and at one with His Son, who was also at one with Him. Our Messiah said in John chapter 17, that they all may be one, as you, Father, are in me, and I am in you, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you have sent to me, and the glory which you gave to me I have given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one, I in them, and you in me, that they may be made perfect in oneness, and that the world may know that you have sent me, and that you have loved them as you have loved me. This is accomplished by us following after our Messiah in His footsteps, who lived His Father's Word in the flesh. Like I said, following Him is walking on the same pathway that He walked on, and He walked in His Father's Word. He said in John 6, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you." He was made to be his Father's Word in the flesh. He said that those of you who do not eat his flesh and do not drink his blood do not have life in you. Not having life in you means that you are nothing more than zombies. You are nothing more than walking dead people. He is likening those of you who do not live by his Father's word to the dead. You are likened to the dead people walking because he shed his blood. His shed blood is not atoning for your transgressions. You are not partaking of his shed blood. Transgressing against the Most High carries the death penalty. So since you are not meeting the condition to have his shed blood atone for you, you are walking dead people. And soon you're going to die physically if you do not turn to eating of his flesh, which is the unleavened bread of life, his Father's word. Verse 54, "He that eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day, because my flesh is the true meat and my blood is the true drink. The one who eats my flesh and drinks my blood dwells in me, and I dwell in him. In the same manner that the living Father has sent me to you, in the same manner that the living Father has sent his word in the flesh to you, since he was made to be his Father's word in the flesh, and I live through the Father, likewise he that eats me will live through me. He and his Father will live in and through those who live by his Father's word in the flesh. This is the bread that comes down from heaven, that your fathers did not eat of and are dead. He that eats of this bread, living off of his Father's word in their flesh, will live forever." He said in John 3:18, "He that believes into me," and he was made to be in his Father's word's image in the flesh. "Therefore he that believes into his Father's word will not be condemned, but he that does not believe into his Father's word is condemned already, because he has not believed into the name of Yahweh's only begotten Son." Revelation says that the name that he was given by his Father is his Father's word. The shape-shifting that we must undergo in order to have eternal life given to us is accomplished through a paradigm shift that we must go through. We must have our hearts circumcised. So the only shape shift that matters is a paradigm shift that we must have from within. And this is accomplished through living the unleavened bread of life in the flesh, with the desire of having it mold and fashion us to become as our Creator is. His temple of his first fruits was built from those who hungered and thirsted for this paradigm shift. They sought him on his terms, and his terms are walking with him in agreement with his word. His word says so. If you want to focus your eyes on Satan's distractions and smoke screens like shape-shifting or anything else that the demonic beings have set up, go right ahead and do so. Yahweh put them here and empowered them to stage their distractions. He did so because those whom he will give eternal life to in his family must overcome them. And we overcome them through living his word to become as he is. Satan and the demons have a whole spectrum of distractions that can consume us. These distractions include sporting events or hobbies or anything that leads our focus away from why we were created, what we're here to become. Our Messiah said that his Father's righteousness and his kingdom must be our foremost priority. This must be our hunger and our thirst. Anything else is a distraction, no different than focusing on any other type of shape-shifting other than becoming as our Creator is. The Apostle John said in 1 John chapter 2, "Do not love the world, neither the things that are in the world. If a man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh, the desires of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but it is of the world. And the world and the desires thereof will pass away. But he that does Yahweh Elohim's pleasure will abide forever." Yahweh Elohim's pleasure, or his will, is that we walk with him to become at one with his righteousness. And he sent his word down from heaven to accomplish this in those who choose to become his eternal children. I'll put the verses that I started with back up on the screen in Matthew 6. "Because wherever your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The light or the illuminator for the body is the eye. Therefore, if your eye is single on that which is from above, then your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is on evil, if your eye is on that which is not from above, then your whole body will be full of darkness. Therefore, if your illuminator is the darkness, there will be great darkness in you. If you think that you can overcome the darkness while giving it your focus or your attention, you are sorely deceived. Our eyes must be single on the light. And the light is Yahweh Elohim's word, the truth that sets us free. His word is the truth that delivers us into his eternal family. His word says so. His only begotten Son, who was made to be his word in the flesh, said so. This is the testimony of his word. If you want to keep following wolves in sheep's clothing like the abomination of desolation Saul of Tarsus, who desolated his word, go right ahead and do so. Dying you will soon die. Thus saith Yahweh Elohim.